Good morning, y'all, and welcome back. We have some exciting news for you today. We have partnered with GasStop. I know what you're saying. You're being sponsored by them. Well, we already actually own this product, and we've had it for 2 years, and we've been plugging them for 2 years, and they reached out to us and said, hey, we'd like to partner with you. And we said, we love your product. We already use it, and we think they're awesome. They're so awesome, in fact, that we convinced Mr. Thomas, which we're at his RV right now, to get some of these because we do think it's awesome if you're gonna spend any time in an RV with propane attached. So you're asking yourself, what is a GasStop? Well, it's a propane safety valve, and let me show you what they do and how they work. We have these hooked up right now on Mr. Thomas's RV. It's installed and it's in the green zone, which means it's good to go. Now we're gonna unscrew this side, which is the regulator side, and you're gonna see it's gonna kill the propane tank. So we're creating a leak. There's our leak right there. So it saw the leak and it killed the flow of propane. Now that we have this in here, this is actually technically unscrewed and the bottle is open and it is not flowing because that's how they work. They detect a flow, which could be from a broken hose or a gas leak anywhere in the RV, and they will kill the propane tank. So you're probably asking yourself, why do I need this propane safety valve? Well, one, I know some of you guys do travel with your propane on because it runs your refrigerator. Well, this would be a good safety device in case you, say, had a flat tire or some issue while traveling that ruptured the propane line. It would kill the propane tanks and there would be no leak of propane while you're driving on the highway. So it's a peace of mind if you ever wanted to run your propane while you're driving. Some of us do. I know some of y'all don't. Also, our neighbor here in Texas at the RV park, yesterday we came home and we could smell propane all over the campground. Well, turns out he actually had his propane bottles switched over by a relative who did not hook them up correctly. Well, they didn't hook the other side up and they left the regulator in the middle. The entire propane tank that was new leaked through the regulator and out the other side. And it was just filled up that morning and it leaked the entire propane tank out into the open. Well, if he would have had one of these guys installed, it would have detected that there was a leak and it would have killed the propane tank. Now, he would have had things that didn't work, but he wouldn't have filled the entire campground with propane. So that's another reason. If there's any kind of issue going on, like even if your furnace is doing something and it's not burning and it's just leaking propane, it will kill the propane tanks. So that's why we think that the GasStops are awesome, because it gives you peace of mind if you're gonna spend any time in an RV with propane on, that it will always detect a leak and kill the tanks. All right, guys, so we've partnered with GasStop and you can save yourself 10% by checking the link in the description below. That's right. We told them we only want to partner with them if we can save you guys some money. They also agreed to throw in 2 of these. So we're gonna give 2 of these away to 2 of y'all. So one person will win one and one person will win another. And all you gotta do to enter is go to our website, pavingnewpaths.com, and purchase anything from the store. A sticker, a coffee cup, a hat, a hoodie, a shirt. Anything on the store will have you entered to win this. We're gonna run it for 2 weeks. From today, January 8th through January 22nd, we're gonna run a contest. Purchase anything from the store and you'll be entered to win a GasStop for yourself. So we're done hanging out with Mr. Thomas and getting him set up with his GasStops. We're gonna run home, we're gonna get Alecia, and we're going in for her checkup on her ankle to find out if we're good to go for our travel adventures next year. Welcome back, y'all. And guess where we are? We're at Alicia's favorite place. You get to go to potentially your final checkup.
Yay!
For the old leg incident.
We survived.
Did we do our homework?
What do you mean?
Or is he gonna give you flying colors?
Oh, I think so. I mean, I've been walking.
I mean, he told you may walk in here, and if he watches our videos, he knows you've been walking well beyond
that
here.
That I did not take his advice to take it slow to get back to walking.
He was like, take like 3 or 4 weeks to get to like 100%. You were like, tomorrow?
2 days. Okay. No, I mean, they'll x-ray me again today, so I think as long as I haven't damaged anything, I think I'll be good to go. The only concern I have is that I have a really sharp pain on the side of my knee. I'm a little bow-legged, so I don't know if I'm walking like...
Oh, you're thinking maybe he straightened you up some?
Yeah, I think he really straightened my bone up some, so I'm gonna ask that because I have a really sharp pain there once I've walked quite a bit during the day. But other than that, I think I'm good to go. We'll find out.
What do y'all think? Y'all think he's gonna be like, green light, or he's gonna be like, red light, come see me again in a month?
I'm pretty sure even if he says red light, come see me in a month, I'm not coming back. I feel like I'm done. I'm good enough. I do want to know when it's going to stop swelling, and you know, when I won't feel like a little dull pain. Does that ever go away? A lot of you have had ankle and bone injury, so let me know, is this something that I'm just gonna have to live with for the rest of my life, or is it gonna eventually be like I'm gonna wake up and I'm not gonna remember which foot I hurt?
Well, in her defense, her 100% was Eureka Springs, Arkansas, Branson, Missouri, and Oklahoma City, which aren't exactly the flattest terrains.
Kind of like this. So I have to take very deliberate steps so that I make sure I don't hurt myself. But even like at the RV park that we're at now, when I take Buddy out, if you step off into the grass, it's not always even. So you have to be very careful. And I'm just ready for that to be over. I just want to be able to walk without having to think. But maybe that's how I got in this situation.
Anyway, we're gonna go see if he says, you've been doing your homework, you're good to go. See you in a minute. Guess who passed with flying colors?
Whoop whoop, this girl. I'm free. No more doctor's appointments. I'm so excited.
Yeah, he goes, you're good to go. Everything's healed up fine. This is the funniest thing I've ever heard. She goes, I have this fear that one day I'm going to be walking and some of those nails are just going to poke out the side of my leg. As a doctor, he didn't even know what to say for a second. He was like, so you mean the nails are just going to like...
I didn't even realize I called them nails until after I told him, and there was like this long awkward pause where he didn't know what to say. But I do, like when I'm laying at night, I'm like, okay, if I fall this way, or what if I did this, then these nails are just gonna go because I've seen them in all of the x-ray pictures. So I'm like, so all the nails are facing inward, right? So they're not gonna come out. And he's like, if you see nails or screws, then you've seen lots of other things first, like muscle and bone and tissue. He's like, I'm not gonna say it's not gonna happen, like if you had a car wreck or something, but you're probably never gonna see screws.
She was afraid if she started running that she'd just be like, doop, 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 doop. Oh, nail, whoop, right out the side.
Yeah, because there's been times where I run and like if you run off the pavement or, you know, you twist your ankle, I just have this irrational fear that like, here comes the screws coming to see me again. He showed me the x-ray. He said, your bone is completely healed. Like there's no chance of it re-breaking, or I mean, as far as everyday activity is concerned. So I think we're good to go. He did tell me take it easy. If I want to start walking, jogging, running again, don't go do a 5K first. Try a half a mile. Not sure I can make it half a mile at this point, but he has high hopes, and he normally sees people, he said, in 6 months or a year, but he cleared me from those and told me, since we're going to be traveling, if I don't need to see him, don't come back. But if I need him, he's here. So I'm excited.
So that's good news. That means we are now free to travel all next year without having to come check up on the screws or nails.
Yes, we're going to keep it that way. We are not having any more accidents. I am done with doctors.
So that's good news today at the doctor. Alecia is cleared and we're ready to go on adventures. So I dropped her back off the house and I traded her for someone you guys like. Look who I found.
How are y'all doing?
Phil and Phil's chair.
This is my baby.
So Phil decided to come over here and we have a few things we need to take care of. One is a maintenance thing and one is a safety thing. Now the maintenance thing is it's time to change our water filters. So we actually run this right here, which is the Blue Technology 3-stage R3 water filter, and it has 3 stages of filters. There's our new ones. These are our old ones. Now we've had these in here for about 3 months and I'm curious to see what they look like. But the reason we know it's time to change is because our shower told us. Now for those of you that don't know, if you live in an RV, when you change campgrounds, if you have good water pressure but the shower is not so good, likely it's because your water filters, that one right there, or our 3-stage one, is starting to clog up, causing the flow to be bad. Now the easy way to find out if it is the water filters is put a little water in your tanks and use your onboard pump. If the shower is awesome with the onboard pump, your water filters are clogged up because the onboard pump does not go through the filters between the pump and the shower. And if you have the city hookups out here to the Nautilus system, it goes through those 3 filters and this onboard filter before it goes to the shower. Here's something I want to talk to you guys about. So when we got the R3 3-stage water filter, a lot of you guys told me to get rid of this filter right here. We got rid of the one we used to put on the spigot right there because it was only 20 micron and it's not really doing much. Our 3-stage one goes to 0.2 micron, and we know that this one is a 5 micron. Well, a lot of you guys said just pull this out and keep the housing out. I thought that was a great idea, but I had extra cartridges, so I just said I'll use them up until they're all gone. In that time, I've come across a situation where I think I want to keep using a filter there, and hear me out. This is why. So whenever we get somewhere to a campground, I have to get this guy out here plus a hose on either side. So it's 2 hoses and this, and that's fine. I don't mind hooking it up if we're going to be somewhere for a while. So if we're staying somewhere for a week, I'll hook it up, because you need to have water hose, the 3-stage filter, and another water hose. Plus it's going through there. The reason I want to leave that one there is because when we're just passing through for the night, so say we're staying at a place for one night, I don't necessarily want to put the 3-stage water filter and all the stuff out here just for one night. Instead, I'll hook my water hose up as normal, so at least I'm going through this water filter for a one night there. I recently found out, because we've been camping where it's freezing every night. It's also going to freeze tonight here. That's why it's not hooked up now. I don't want to get the 3-stage water filter out and all the water hoses whenever it might freeze, because I'll just have to pick it back up and put it back in the RV every night. What I normally do when it freezes is I fill the tanks, the freshwater tanks, and run off our onboard pump. At least in the wintertime, I will run this onboard filter. That way, whenever it's cold, or if we're staying one night somewhere, I'm not getting all that stuff out. I'm just running through that filter, and I still have filtered water, at least in my tanks when I fill them up, and when I am on full hookups, just for 1 or 2 nights. What do you guys think about that? I think it's actually a good idea to have that there, because it gives me options. Not always going to be required to hook all that stuff up over there to have filtered water. What would y'all do? Would y'all keep running the onboard filter, or would you go ahead and eliminate it and run that all the time? That's not bad, but it's more things to set up. This offers a convenience factor and gives me options for when I'm just passing through or when it's cold outside. We know, because the shower here is not very good on city hookups, but on the pump it's great, that filter is probably dirty, and I'd be willing to bet all 3 of those are dirty. They've been there about 3 months, so it's 3 months of usage. And the reason I let that one go so long is because that is before those, and those are rated for 3 months. This one, without those over there, this is a 30-day filter. Every 30 days it makes our shower clogged up. We're gonna change these filters out right now. This one's easy. I just use the filter wrench right here, break out the housing. Make sure you have no water pressure on it, because it makes it hard to break out. But once you relieve the pressure, it comes right apart. The other one, this one over here, we have this little tool right here, and we'll just put them right there and break out the filter housings. And we actually have 3. I think it's a pre-filter, the tasty filter, and the safety filter. Oh yeah, that one's bad. Definitely time to change this one out. That's real bad. They're normally this color right here. So those are our 3 filters from our 3-stage water filter, and this is about 3 months. You can see that is pretty, it doesn't look that bad, but it's dirty when you look at the brand new one. So there's a brand new one. This is 3 months old. So this one, done. The next one is the tasty filter. And now this is the old one. It looks about the same, but I'm sure there's things inside. Oh yeah, see that right there? That's all dirty, and that is completely clean. So anyway, this one's done. And here is, I think this is the pre-filter. You can definitely tell it was doing stuff, because that's pretty dirty. That looks brand new. These are rated for 3 to 4 months. That was 3 months. We use a lot of water. We use an excessive amount of water as a family of 5, so that's pretty good. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna change these 3 out, get this thing put back together. So we got the filters changed out, and they're all buttoned back up. You have this little tool right here to tighten up the filter housings. If you guys are interested in trying this out, because a lot of you guys have reached out to me and asked, do we like this? Well, yes. This Blue Technology 3-stage R3 water filter has been awesome, because it has allowed us to stop using the inline spigot water filters, which is only 20 micron. Technically, we could stop using the onboard filter, but you just saw it is actually doing a lot of filtering compared to this because of the way we use it. I think it's awesome. I think if you are going to spend any time in an RV, you should have a water filtration system besides the onboard one, because the onboard one is only 5. This is 0.2 micron, and it's high flow. So even with the 3 stages, you don't have a reduction in water flow or pressure in your house. Now, if you guys are interested in trying this out, you can check the link in the description below. You can save yourself some money. I'm actually going there right now because I'm going to use the same link to order my replacement filters. So the next 3 months, I'll have them on board, ready to go when it's time to change them. Now that we're done changing the water filters, we're going to go inside and we're going to talk about a safety thing. Something that if you own a Grand Design or any toy hauler with the Happy Jack system, something we need to talk about, something we're going to do. I don't know if it's the final solution, but it's what we're going to do to make our situation at least safer. I don't know what the ultimate fix is, but we'll talk about it when we get inside. We're not inside yet, but I was putting the water filter back up and I want to talk to you guys about something. So recently I bought this and I told you guys how awesome it was because it replaces this right here, so it's not an angle. Well, when it got cold outside and it started raining some, things happened which became an issue when trying to disconnect this. So when we were up in Arkansas and Missouri, it was raining. That's no big deal because this is waterproof. Except for one thing, water still gets right here on these threads. It's not inside there where the prongs are for the electricity, but it's right here. Well, when you have water inside there and it's below freezing at night, this right here did not want to come apart. That's why you had this dead blow hammer here, because this is how I had to get it from being stuck together. I actually had to beat on that right there to get it to come apart. So what do you guys think? Do you guys have this? Are you having a problem with it when it's cold outside? Because when we got it, it was warm, it was perfect. It works fine when it's not freezing outside. But when it's really cold outside, and I think combined with water getting right there on the threads in that area, it's become to where I will not hook it up. It's gonna be cold outside because I'm actually afraid that I'm gonna end up breaking this with my hammer trying to get it apart, and this is on my really expensive cord. It'd be one thing if it was on this piece because I could just replace this piece. I don't want to damage my main power cord because I can't get it apart trying to move. I thought this thing was awesome. I told you it was awesome, and I found out that in certain situations, not so awesome. Anyway, let's go inside and we'll talk about the safety issue. So we're back here in the toy hauler, and the safety issue is the Happy Jack bed system. You're probably going, what's so unsafe about it? I also said the same thing, but then my neighbor, you may not be able to see him, he's on the other side of that one. He has a Momentum. He came by there tonight and goes, hey man, can I use you to help me with my bed? I said, what's wrong? So he tells me that he was sleeping one night and out of nowhere he heard a loud commotion and lots of loud falling. He came back here and this thing on its own started lowering. Except for one thing, he has a shop back here for woodworking and stuff like that. So he has things under here that were in the way. Well, he doesn't have a bed like we do. He has the couches. Well, they're not tied together. So this side over here came about halfway down, caught something, and proceeded to destroy itself and fall all the way down. It destroyed all these brackets. The couches were bent. This side was the bad one. It's like it got hung up. The chain and the sprockets ended up breaking and the whole thing free fell. It's destroyed. Like the whole thing is destroyed. Like the chains and the sprockets are all messed up. I found out this bottom one down here is just a piece of plastic, so it's not even metal. He told me that it is a thing on the forums, on the Facebook forums for the Grand Design toy haulers. And Alecia told me she's been reading about this, and she showed me pictures where these things have come down and crashed on top of dog kennels and all kinds of things that were important, like motorcycles and four-wheelers. Grand Design and Lippert don't really have a solution. They say it's because condensation is getting in the walls somehow, and it's making it go up and down even though you're not pressing the button. Their solution, I think, is to replace that control panel and add a second ground. But that really is not a solution for me because if it falls, and like you can see right here, my kids play back here. This is how they, in the daytime, whenever this is up, we set their stuff up here. They play back here. I don't know if I'm okay with them playing underneath this now, knowing that it could come down at any time. Granted, it comes down slow, but still, I don't want it coming down when my kids are playing back here. I've been reading all the comments, and a lot of people are saying they're putting pins. And if you look up there, there's actually holes already made for pins for, I guess, other scenarios, not mine. People have said they put pins in there, and they feel great about it. They say it voids your warranty. Well, honestly, I'm not a big fan of Grand Design or Lippert's warranty anyway. That's why I bought a used RV, because I don't want to rely on a warranty. Imagine buying a product because the warranty is good. How about we buy a product because it's a good product? We shouldn't have to have the warranty to make us feel good about it when it breaks. Let's just make it to where it doesn't break. Because I don't want my kids being hurt, and the warranty is not going to fix anything that happens to my kids if it were to fall while they were playing under it. We got these. These are 3.5 inch, 1/4 inch hitch pins. And my idea is I'm gonna drill holes and put the pins right here. And I'm gonna put 4 of them on all 4 corners, because I've seen how when the chains start breaking, they actually all fall. They could fall independently of each other depending on how the chains broke. So we're gonna put one of these on each corner. And I wanna know, what do you guys know about this condensation issue where the Happy Jack bed system will run on its own? Maybe I'll fix it the right way if they want to send me a new board or a new control panel, tell me how to ground it. What do you think we should do about this? Have you fixed it the right way? Have you heard anything from Grand Design or Lippert about what the correct fix is? I'm going to research it more, but for peace of mind, these are going in. So I got the pins installed, and that's way easier than I thought it was going to be. It's actually pretty simple. You do have to remove these guys right here to get a drill bit right there. But once you do, it's pretty easy. So right now, I got it to where it's in the most up position, and it's a little shy of being in there. But I can let the bed down, and now it's sitting on all 4 pins. If it decides to start trying to drive itself to the ground, it's never gonna go below these guys right here. That's a good peace of mind for if my kids are back here playing, I don't have to worry about my bed just deciding one day it wants to come down and crash on everything. That's how we're gonna fix it. You guys let me know if there is an actual real fix, or if there's something we need to do with Lippert or Grand Design on what we need to do to fix it the right way so it doesn't just come on by itself. That's what we did. I believe I have to go get Phil. He's outside with Buddy right now hanging out. We gotta pick the rest of this stuff up around here, and we're gonna head back to the house and eat some dinner with the girls. So anyway, guys, thanks for watching. We love you, and we'll see you in the next one.